Happy Wednesday. Hope you're doing great. I am ready to dive back into where we were yesterday. And man, there is always something more to read and something more to learn. So if you're into that, that would be exciting for you. If you get overwhelmed by that, then you'll be overwhelmed when you do this kind of thing. But I wanted to talk about regional service commissions yet again here today, because any discussion of our municipality without talking about the Regional Service Commission is really incomplete. It's only part of the story. And that's why I have been walking through, I kind of paused here, this document, Practical Guide for Candidates. Like I say, the reason why I'm bringing it to you is, hey, maybe you want to be a candidate, and this is really helpful, but also just in terms of a 101 for residents about how our government, our leadership, the structure of our different levels of government are comprised. And so really helpfully on this page here, early in the document, you get the rundown of the different entities. Now, they use the word entity to describe the local governments and the rural districts. So there are 77 local municipalities in New Brunswick, and there are 12 rural districts. There are also 12 regional service commissions. Interestingly, just fun trivia, every regional service commission needs to be comprised of the municipalities in that region where the borders are drawn, but then also one rural district. So there will be the same number of rural districts as there are regional service commissions, at least according to the legislation as it exists now. Now, speaking of legislation, when I kind of saw this little rundown here and mention of the Regional Service Commission and how it is laid out by regulation in the Regional Service Delivery Act I mentioned yesterday, I pulled up the legislation and I have been reading it page by page. And here's something interesting. I found out some things yesterday that I bring to you today. Kind of like that, hey, I was today years old when I found out X, Y, Z. This is why it's really helpful to read through legislation. It's not the most exciting thing sometimes, but I do love to learn and I'm super curious. And I love getting a sense of things that I kind of vaguely know about. Like I said yesterday, most of us live our lives in our towns, cities, municipalities, and just think, somebody else has got this. I don't really need to know how things go. But in my sense, my case of running for your mayor, I really want to know all the inner workings of as many things as I can. And so I started reading through the legislation. And, this really describes it well, this document here for candidates in plain language. It just says all local governments and rural districts are part of the 12 regional service commissions. These commissions are created and governed by the Service Act. They're not a level of government. They are, it talks about the structures. They're led by the mayors and the Rural Advisory Committee. So that is one thing that I went to the legislation, like how is the Regional Service Commission, and we are part of the Southwest New Brunswick Regional Service Commission. How is it comprised? Well, as it says there, the board is made up of all the mayors of the municipality that are in the Southwest New Brunswick Service Commission, and it's made up of the committee of the rural district as well. So that's always going to be one person who is the chair of the committee of the rural district in the Regional Service Commission that we are talking about here, okay? So hopefully that's clear so far. And then the other non-voting board member is the CEO of the Regional Service Commission. And in our case, the CEO of the Southwest New Brunswick Service Commission is Hollis Bartlett. So that is your board. And if you'd like to see what happens in those board meetings, it is all online. So if you go to YouTube, you can look up the Southwest New Brunswick Service Commission YouTube channel, and you can watch replays, or I wonder if they ever do it live. I'm not going to speak out of turn here, but you can watch all of the board meetings, like I say, which comprise of the mayors and the chair of the rural district and the CEO, and they are making decisions that are within the scope and purview of the mandate in the Regional Service Delivery Act. And so that is really important. The delivery of regional services are really important for the municipality. And as a member and it's not a voluntary thing, so that's important to know. As a member of the Regional Service Commission that we are a part of, we pay for the services. Now, I want to get more into budget, and I'll tell you exactly what we pay and that kind of thing. It's really important for you to know, but the municipality pays for the services of the Southwest New Brunswick Service Commission, and it's important for us to, I think, really maximize the services, which are basically at a discount because of the way that they're offered cross-regionally. I have talked to other mayors of municipalities nearby in our service commission, and it's my understanding, the claim does get made that St. Stephen does not leverage the services, the shared services of our service commission as much as we can. And that is something as mayor that I would absolutely want to take advantage of, because when you look at the services and the delivery and the mandate and the scope, it really is worth, I mean, this is the way it was intended yesterday, I mentioned this, not for municipalities to all reinvent the wheel and pay for all their own planners, their own separate bylaw officers, their own everything. It's meant to be shared, right, across the region. And that is how things can be more affordable for our municipality. Now, I do want to just let you know the thing that as I read through, because this is something that might really interest you. As I read through the legislation, I came up really early onto this part 3. I'm just, reading through it, and it says a commission, so every commission that exists, all 12 as a result of this legislation, shall develop and implement a regional strategy in accordance with the regulations, and they will establish priority services and actions with respect to regional economic development, 6 things here: regional community development, regional tourism promotion, regional transportation, regional infrastructure, and any other matter prescribed by regulation. And so, I read on, I said, oh, that's interesting, a regional strategy. The form and content of the regional strategy shall be established in accordance with the regulations, okay? Each commission will prepare a first regional strategy by July 1st, 2023. Remember, why is that? Well, that's because this was amended in 2021 to expand the scope of the regional service commissions beyond planning and waste disposal. So now you've got all those other things. And this act, the amendment of it, said that every region needs its own strategic plan, essentially. And so I said, wow, we must have one. Now, this is where it could be embarrassing for me to admit to you that I did not know about this. And if you know about this and you're like, yeah, Mark, that's... everybody knows about that. Well, then I'm embarrassed. But if you did not know that that this existed, well, then I don't feel so bad. So I went to the internet and I essentially typed in a search term, Southwest New Brunswick Service Commission planning, regional strategy is laid out, and sure enough, it came up. We have one. Now, typically, this is where I would say I printed it out. This is upwards of 90 pages with the appendix, and I'm not going to print that out, sorry. But I do have it on my computer here, and so you can pull it up, and the link will be in the description, because I just think this is something really important for you to know, because our municipality, along with all the other municipalities in this Regional Service Commission, in our Regional Service District, we fit into this larger strategy. And I think it's important for, again, us to really collaborate and maximize what we're paying for here, and all the professionals and experts that are in our Southwest, I don't know why I always want to say North, Southwest New Brunswick Service Commission office, but we have this plan, and it's all laid out. So I just want to read to you from page 9, where the document really gets started, the vision of this regional strategy. Southwest New Brunswick is a vibrant and sustainable region with an exceptional quality of life, economic success, and community cooperation. The mission, this is big, right? Because when you think about it, I've talked so much about our municipality essentially needs a vision and a mission. Where are we going? What are we doing? This is kind of a document that lays this out. Now, we do have a municipal plan that was drafted by the Service Commission, right? And voted on by our council. So these things, they exist, and I really think that they are helpful. We need to adhere to them and utilize them and say we can use these because the work has been done like I said, 90 plus pages here where you'll learn a ton, almost everything there is to know about our area here in Charlotte County. So the mission is excel at the provision of regional services which increase the economic, social, environmental success of our communities and the quality of life of our residents. Now, there's a few core principles that they go into detail here. Outcome-driven, quality and relevance, evidence-based decisions. I've already talked a lot about that and I loved it, so I feel the resonance here. Partnership and collaboration, of course, by design. This is about collaborating across the region with other municipalities in the Rural Service District. And innovation. Now, there are 6 kind of sectors that are listed out here, and this is where I'll leave you, but it's important for you to know, if you want to dive into this, these 6 sectors are really unpacked over and over in this document because they are the mandate of the Service Commission, but they so impact our quality of life. And I've said it before, the municipal government is where quality of life really hits the road, right? This is where you step outside your front door and what you're looking at, the municipal government has decided a lot of those things as your representative. So economic and workforce development is one of the assessments, and again, one of the sectors that are really focused on throughout this document. The second is tourism promotion. That is something that I want to see St. Stephen maximize our potential in that area. I know a lot of people say you shouldn't put all your eggs in that basket. I understand that, but successful municipalities we see are attracting jobs, bringing in residents who are proud of where they live because it's so beautiful. And I mean, I moved here in 2018 for that very reason. And you need jobs and you want that tourism. You want people to visit. You want people to be bringing in money to your municipality. The third is sports, recreation, and culture. That's going to figure largely, and we'll talk a bit more about that tomorrow. Sports, recreation, and culture. It's really emphasized as a mandate of the service commissions in the legislation. And then I have to scroll down because there's a lot about that in there. And then community development is the 4th one. And regional transportation is the 5th one. And public safety is the 6th. Now, these are things that we all need to be focused on, of course, that are really important to the lifeblood of our municipality. And the Service Commission is on it, literally mandated to be looking at those things, innovating, developing those things out, and expanding the scope for a better quality of life for everyone in our municipality. So again, as mayor, I would sit on that board and decisions about how to share these resources, these foci, nobody says that, these focuses across our region. That is what the Service Commission is all about. And that is a resource that, like I say, it's at our fingertips, but also we are under that umbrella of that. And the CEO of, it reminded me of the municipal model, the CEO of the Service Commission is appointed by the board. And so then the CEO can hire experts. And when you go to the Southwest Service Commission office, you will see people whose job it is to focus on each one of these things. The CEO serves at the direction of the board, chairs that board. So again, this feels very much like the mayor model, right? As I said, and the mayor serves at the direction of council, but chairs and oversees the function of council. And that is a model that you see happening there as well. All right, that is, I'm going to just leave you with that today because, like I said, this is really about fleshing out your understanding of the municipality and how it works, and making sure that we are pulling together in the same direction without understanding this and again working through this this vision, this plan, 2023 to 2028. We have a regional strategy. St. Stephen obviously figures largely in there, and we're a part of this team of communities working towards a better life for each other and for our visitors. So that's it. I just wanted to show you that these are finished. I got these from the printer today, St. Croix Printing here in St. Stephen, and I'm excited to visit you and drop one of these off in your door and hopefully have a conversation with you about what you'd like to see your municipal government, your council doing for you over the next 4 years. So thanks for joining me today. Take care of yourself and your neighbor. Let's build up St. Stephen together. buildupststephen.ca. That's where you can check out my priorities and my commitments. My battery's dying, so I'll head off. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.